Hey guys, this is Sandra with Willow57. Today, it's been the first time I've been on here for a while because I've had a cold, so you'll have to excuse my voice. It's not as strong as it usually is, but hopefully you can hear me and all goes well. Here's what I'm going to be making today. I've been making some of these for my, just for my stash. To be completely honest, I'm kind of not in the, I haven't been inspired to make a journal. You know, there's just been no inspiration lately. So what I've been doing in the meantime is just building my stash. I've been playing around with some stuff. And so this is what I've been making. I've made two different styles. This one has this little pocket here with that one up top. And then there's one in the back. Or a more simpler version is just this. These are just envelope pockets is what they're called. There's a ton of these videos on YouTube. And I'm not the creator of this. I've learned from others just like, you know, they probably have. And this is just my process of how I make them. And so I hope to inspire you. Okay, so what you're going to need, I'm going to make this version right here with you today. The 3 pockets. If you want to make this, obviously you just stop with this and when we get to that point and you're done. But what you're going to need to do this today is your glues, obviously. I'm using tacky. Scissors, a pencil, inks. I'm using black and vintage photo. My 2 go-tos. This is a game card, a piece out of a Taboo, the game. It's an old version, you know, probably not very modern or up to date with it. Most of the kids nowadays probably wouldn't know most of the references in it because it's not up to date. So anyway, I'm using these to kind of make little tea cards out of them. I've started actually trying to do the whole box of them with something like that. So then I just have this in my stash ready to put into a journal as I need little tea card sized things. So then you're also going to need 2 of these index cards. I don't know why index card is always such a hard word for me to remember, but it is. All right, so anyway, this one is a 5x3. Okay, this one is a 4x6, but I'm going to cut it down to 3.5 because the envelope, which is another thing that you're going to need, and if your envelopes are wider that you make this out of, then you probably don't have that problem. And you can also, you don't have to use index cards. You can also use you know, anything that you could use for a backing, okay, for your journaling cards, whatever you use. I just find these to be very useful and easy to use for the back of a journaling card, okay? So that's what I use. You don't have to use those. Again, you can use whatever. And anyway, the envelope, this is what the envelope started off as, and I cut it down to about 6.5 inches, and then I cut the tag shape on the corners. The back is sealed, so you want to seal it first, right? So that's what I'm working on today, this. Now, out of 2 12 by 12 scrapbooking papers, you can get 2 of these made, okay? And you will use up most of those pages, okay, by making 2 of these, okay, just by flopping it. However, if you want to make a bunch of these for your stash, you can do like I have done, and I have kind of just taken cut down to 6 by 12, and then I just kind of mixed and matched. See if you can see here, like this and this and this and this and this, and there's another one I think, oh yeah, this one and this one. These 2 match. As you can see, the papers, you know, I used all the papers and mixed and matched. Now, some of these I did not as much mix and match because I use scrap papers to make these, so I didn't have a full 12 by 12 sheet to make those. So, but if you do have the full 12 by 12 sheets, you can make as many of them as you want and mix and match the colors however you want to, okay? So today, here are my 12 by 12 sheets that I have chosen. This one is kind of a directional piece. It's not really going to matter. If it matters to you, then pick pieces that don't have direction on them. So, all right. And you're also going to need a eyelet setter and a hole punch. So I'm using my crocodile for both of those. And let's see, is there anything else? I don't think so. So, all right, let's get this show rolling. On your envelope, once you get it cut down, again, I cut it down to 6.5, and then I cut the tag corners. You know how to do that. I don't think I need to do that on film. After I sealed it, like I said, I personally make this my back side, the side that has the seal on it, and this the front side. It doesn't really matter. It's going to be secure either way, but that's just what I do. I don't know. You know how our brains work. Okay, the first thing that you need to do is decide which one of these do you want on your front and which one do you want on your back, okay? I'm going to do this one on my front and the polka dots on my back. That's just my choice, okay? You choose you. You choose you, boo. So the first thing we're going to do after that is get our paper cutters or X-Acto knives, whatever it is you use to cut your paper with, and we are going to cut these down to 6 by 12. So you take them over to the 6 inch and you cut them in half, okay? Now, this is going to make you 2 of those, okay? This will make 1, this will make 1, okay? And you can flop the papers around again to mix and match it however you want. For the sake of the video, I'm only going to make 1, okay? So you know that the other half of this will be made into 1 later. So I'm going to put that over to the side. And let's get down to business. All right. So what I'm going to do is take this. I'm going to take the back side of this paper, or my envelope, I'm going to take my glue, whatever choice of glue you use. I'm going to glue it up really good. And I'm going to glue this down to the top corner. Okay, best I can. I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to go ahead and go straight across here. And I'm going to cut this side up, all the way up. And then I'm going to cut off these corners. And mine's kind of hanging off the edge, so I'm going to go ahead and cut that down. If you're a little straighter than I was, maybe you didn't have that problem, but okay. And then I'm going to take these little pieces and I'm throwing them away. Yay for me. Okay, so now I have this and this, right? I'm going to put that up there to the side. I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to do the same process, except now I'm going to use this page. Okay. All right, and I'm going to cut it off the same way. Second verse, same as the first. This time I did a little bit better job lining that up, so I don't have to worry about that. However, over here on the corner, on this side, not so much. So I'm going to trim off all of that. Now I have those pieces left, okay? All right, so now what you have should look something like this. And as you can tell here, I still need a little bit of trimming up here. It doesn't really matter because you're going to ink that up, so it's going to be covered up anyway, right? All right, so now this is my front, this is my back, right? Not rocket science, easy peasy. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is take this flap and I'm going to fold it down to where that corner meets, okay? Hope that makes sense. You can see what I'm doing. Okay, you go ahead and fold that down real good. All right, and then what I want to do is I want to take this flap and make it match the back. So I'm going to take this piece of paper that I have just cut off. I'm going to put it underneath here, like so. I'm going to fold that back up. I'm going to take my pencil, and I'm going to outline this flap. Actually, not there, because that's going to waste paper that I want. My bad, my bad. Because we're trying to use as much of this paper as we can. So I'm going to go all the way over to the edge. Sorry if I just messed your world up. It's just an eraser. No big deal, right? Okay, so on the edge, I'm going to do this. Preferably straighter than that, but you know, it's all good. So then I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut on the inside of those lines. Voila. And I'm going to go ahead and cut straight up there because I'm going to use that in a minute. And I'm going to go voila. And voila. Okay, like that. Throw that away. Throw that away. So now I have this and this left from that. Okay, then I'm going to take this and I'm going to lay it down on here. I know you can't see what I'm doing, but I'm just putting glue. Actually, no, I'll glue this. That'll make it easier to see what I'm doing. So I'm going to glue this. I'm going to fold this flap back down and I'm going to glue this on the top of that flap to where it matches the back. And it covers up the evil, non-wanted white, right? I'm just kidding. All right, so then for the back flap, we take this sheet, which was off the front, and we're going to do the same exact thing. We're going to flip it over like this. We're going to go to the edge of that paper again and do the exact same thing. Now, here's where you may want to bring it up a little bit to where some of that fits down inside your pocket so that once you're getting your journal card out, you can't see the white in there. It's really not that big of an issue to me because, I mean, how many times do I really get in and out of this pocket, right? To where it's going to, you know, it's going to be in a journal. I'm not going to use it that often. So it doesn't matter to me. But if it does you, then you do yours higher. I'm trying to use all of this paper for different things. So I'm going to go here. Okay. And then again, do the same thing. Second verse, same as the first again. And cut on the inside of that line. Make sure that it fits well. Voila. Okay, so now I have that, and I can cut that straight up like that. So I have this and this, okay? Ta-da. Then I take this, and I glue it just the same on this side. Kind of line it up there. Again, it does not have to be perfect. This is a junk journal ephemera piece, okay? We're just having fun. So you smash that all down. Then the next step is going to be to take your ink and ink it up along the edges. Okay, get rid of that white. Here, what I do, since I did not extend that paper, is I just kind of go inside there a little bit, get rid of that stark white inside, and go down. Da-da-da, da-da-da, you know the thing. You know how to ink. We are inker warriors. Okay? And you cover up all the white, all the corners. Make sure they're good and not white, okay? And then what I do, because I like mine a little bit more distressed and grungy, is I just take my ink dauber and just kind of go over everything really good. Make it really good and grumpy, you know? Like, man, where's this thing been already? All over the world. So many people have touched it. Oh, it's so old. Just kidding. Okay. And then my glue on that flap, on the back side of that flap, and I fold that down and glue it down, okay? Because I don't need it to be opening. There's no reason for it to open. If you want yours to open, leave it, leave it, leave it. Okay. So the next step is going to be, I set this to the side. I clean up my workspace because I'm a responsible crafter. Psh, only on video, trust me. Only on video. Okay. So then I take my largest index card, my 4x6, but again, like I said, it's a little too big to fit inside of that envelope. Yours may not, but mine is. So I'm going to cut mine down to 3.5 to make sure that it fits inside that envelope easily, okay? Voila, goodbye. And then I take this, and I want this, the front of this, to match the back side. Okay, this one I did a little different, but mainly the back side. So I'm going to take the pink polka dot paper that's on the back, and I'm going to put this on this, like so, okay? So again, I take my glue stick. There are, as I've probably already said, 100,000 videos of this, I'm sure. Well, I may be exaggerating. I tend to exaggerate, but you get the point. There's a lot of videos out there of this same exact pocket, so envelope pocket. So again, I did not create this, but this is just the way I do it. So if you have a way of doing it that's different or easier for you, then you do it, right? I am not the world's leading expert. I don't even want the title. Too much pressure. And you cut that down, and you trim around it, because you're not very good at getting down there straight. Oh, you are? Good for you. I'm not, apparently. Okay, so there's that over there. Okay, so now we have this. Then I take my little, make sure it's all smooshed on there good. Okay, and next what I'm going to do, besides save my glue, is take my corner rounder, and I'm going to go with the large, but you do whichever one you want. And I round, and round, okay? Then I take my inker, voila, and I ink. And I grunge it up. Because it's me. And that's how I like it. You do as much ink or as little ink as you choose to. Alright, so then what I'm going to do is I want a little tab. And I want it to match the front, right? Now, this one's a little wide, so I'm probably going to use this one instead. Right? So I just cut this down, cut off those tabs, and then I cut it somewhere about in half. So I put that back over there in my stash, and I throw all the scraps away. And then I ink it again real good, the corners. I take my glue. Cha-cha-cha. Oh. And I make a tab at the top. Not complicated. No fancy tabs needed. However, if you want to take the time, get out your die cut, make a cool tab, that's fine too. And maybe at some point I will. And then I ink that top fold, okay? Now, what I also do, and I will do for this in a little bit, is I take my black, just because I like the look of that black ink along the edges, because it just kind of, I don't know, it just kind of makes it look more finished to me. It kind of frames it like this. See? I probably should have done the back black there, but then I kind of just grunge it out a little bit with the black. So I'm going to go ahead and do this too, just because. Kind of frame it out. I go ahead and do the crease. Grunge it up a little with the black, like that, okay? Just, I personally like that look. kind of makes it look complete to me, okay? So, all right, now you have your tag that goes into the main pocket. Ta-da! Now, if that is all you want to make, you would simply, you know, put your hole in there, put your eyelid in there, and as far as the simple pocket goes, that's it. That's all you do, okay? However, since I'm showing you how to use up all of that 12 by, well, this is 6 by 12, but if you make another one just like it, you understand. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is take one of these pieces, this one right here, and I'm going to make a pocket on the front, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and cut that straight. Well, you understand what I mean. In the vicinity of straight. And I'm going to put a little knob with my circle punch. Of course it didn't. Of course it didn't. This thing chooses when to work and when not to. I'm going to try it one more time. I found that if I do it really fast sometimes, nope. It just gets stuck in your paper trimmer. Oh! Catastrophe! Well, you know, there goes that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, people. It's seriously stuck. All right, I'm going to fix that. I'm going to be back in a minute. Hold on. Okay, so, all right, this was a scrap piece that I already had, so luckily, I'm sorry if that happened to you and you don't have an extra scrap piece. That's, you know, just don't put the front pocket on there or choose a different paper. It doesn't really matter, right? It doesn't have to be perfect. So, anyway, I used a different hole punch, or circle cut punch, because this one's needing to be sharpened or something. I've tried sharpening it before, but I don't know. Just, I need a new one, I guess. Just need to bite the bullet, right? All right, so anywho, I am inking this up after I punched that little divot in it. I got the black. I'm going to do the outline here. Da-da-da-da-da. I'm going to take my glue, and I'm going to glue this on the edges and on the bottom and on this side to get my pocket for here, okay? And you can put this pocket anywhere on this front that you choose to. This is just kind of where I like mine, okay? All right, and put the ink away. And now what we're going to do is make the little tab that goes in this, okay? So generally what I do with this is use a piece of the front, okay? So I will take this piece. Now, one way, this is a 3x2 card, okay? So again, if you don't have this, you can use cardstock or something else the same size if you want to make this little pocket, okay? So one of these ways, if I do it like this, okay? So I'm going to cut a 2-inch strip off of this paper and make sure that it's the side that is 6 inches, I think. Let me see. Hold on. Yeah, one of this size is 6 inches across, okay? And the other one is only 5.5. So you take the 6-inch side and you cut down a 2-inch strip, okay? Like that. Okay? On the 6-inch side, you cut a 4-inch strip. All right, and then you take your glue stick, get all your papers back over there where they belong. Look at, I got stuff falling everywhere. I'm sorry. Black and brown and that. Okay, all right, so then you take your glue stick, you put your glue on this side, and you get this baby as close to the top and center as you humanly possibly can. And then you take your glue stick again, and you glue this side, and you just fold this up. Something went very wrong. That's all right. That's okay. We can fix this. Apparently I cut it on the wrong side or something. Let's see what else we got. That almost worked, didn't it? That little scrap. What's this? Ah, look. See, waste not, you want not. Of course, that's probably going to be a tab somewhere else. So what we're going to do, take this 2-inch strip that we just... not the 2-inch. Ready to go. Here. And I'm just going to piece together something that fixes this because it's a junk journal and it really don't matter. Like that, right? And then you take your little scissors because I messed up somewhere. Yes, I did. Won't be my first mistake, ladies and gentlemen, nor will it be my last. All right, so then you take, and because you see a little bit of that green showing, I really get a lot of ink on here. And just kind of ink that in really good. Ink that all up really good. Ink that up. Isn't going to matter. It's all going to be okay. Ink it, ink it, ink it. Okay. And then you take your black and you help blend it in even better. Okay. I make this super grungy. Super grunge. Dum, dum, dum. Black, 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 black. Okay, then you take your, you need a piece of the pink. Here it is, right? This piece is a little wide for this to be a tab on there, so I take a piece of this side, the piece that's left like this, I cut it in half, and then I cut it in half again. Okay. All right, so then you put all these little pieces over there, because you're going to use them, all right? And then you ink the brown, and then you ink the black on the edges. You glue that baby down. All right, you add the black, and there you have it, right? Your little card that fits right down into that pocket, like cute, right? Okay, all right, then the last thing that you do here is this card is 4 inches, so you basically do 3 7/8 across here. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and cut that strip off. It'll come in handy later. Okay, and you make your little back pocket. And you almost do 4 3 7/8 or so. It doesn't have to be exact. Anything less than 4 is fine. Put that up there. Dare I try this again? I am. Watch me. It worked yesterday like a pro, man. I used this thing all day. I never had a problem with it. That's fun. It's the fun of videos, isn't it? All right, so then you take your glue. I'm a mess today, guys. Just a mess. And you glue, 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 glue. I'm in a hurry. I'm in a time crunch. I'm babysitting my granddaughter today, and they're waiting on me to get this video done, so I feel the pressure. Okay, and so then, of course, I didn't do the black ink. That was my bad. You guys don't forget to do the black ink, okay? Before you glue that down. And again, you can put this pocket as low or high as you want, but this card's going to go in there, okay? All right, so then what I do with this card, as you can see, these are all the scraps that I have left, okay? And so I just basically make a masterboard kind of idea out of it, right? I just stick glue all over this thing, or part of it anyway. I take this and using up what I've got, right? And then maybe I'm going to want another pink over here, so why not? Let's just do it. And glue that down. Don't have to be perfect. And then this little spot right here, I'll take that off of there, and I'm going to put this guy there, okay? Just whatever it takes to cover the whole thing, okay? It doesn't matter. And then you cut it down. Cut, cut, cut. All right, I got glue all over it. That's beautiful. Hold on. Wipe off any excess glue there, okay? And then you use your corner rounder. All right. And we ink it. Ink, 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 ink. Grunge it. Ooh, look at that glue was. That looks yummy. I love when I do that. I just love that. I just think that's so cool. Okay, and then what I would do is take one of these pieces like so, and of course ink it with brown, and then again the black on those edges. And you do the same here. Black. Okay. Take this little tab. Okay. So basically, all you got are little scrap pieces left. Okay. You take this and you make your tab with it. Okay. All right, and then you have the little journaling card that goes into the back, right? Okay, and then the final step to making one of these, I'm not going to do it on tape because I'm out of time. They're ready for me to get my granddaughter. So, but it's not complicated. You guys all know how to punch holes in all the tabs and then set an eyelet in it, right? And then you have this. And then you have your other 6x12 pieces that you could swap it, or if you wanted again to make others, you can keep adding different colors to, you know, to where it's not just these two patterns together. You know, you could add, which this is kind of similar, but you could add, you know, like this and this together, or this and this together, or, you know, whatever. You take 6x12 sheets and you can make one of these, right? But anyway, there it is. That is that for today, guys. Thank you so much for being with me and watching. I know it was kind of a mess today, but, you know, I'm back at it. So feeling about 80%, 90% better. I think a lot of it is just allergies, and hopefully this too shall pass, right? So anyway, thanks guys for being with me. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Bye.